Erik ten Hag is way too arrogant to be the manager of Manchester United. I'm going to roll this clip now of Erik ten Hag. It was just an absolute mess, really, when he was asked by this reporter, nothing has changed. And he tries to be arrogant, but the reporter actually outsmart him.
So what do you mean? Tell me then, explain me. Maybe you can explain me which mistakes we make regular.
Well, constantly turning the ball over in your own half, playing the ball out from the back, getting mugged, chances come on the back of it, counter-attacks when you're outnumbered, giving up endless chances in your own stadium against the team's biggest rivals. With the greatest respect, I've been seeing that for so long now.
You are sure?
Absolutely.
I don't think otherwise you wouldn't win trophies as we did and to beat big opponents. So I'm sorry for you. I have another vision.
You wouldn't, with the greatest respect, you played brilliantly against City in that final. You almost lost to Cambridge in the semi-final. I mean, come on, let's have a realistic view of what happened there.
I think we won after City the most trophies in English football. So I'm sorry for you.
So yes, there again, more evidence of Erik ten Hag being too arrogant, and it backfired on him. And there's been multiple incidents where he's done this, always referencing Manchester United to being a club that has won the second most amount of trophies to Manchester City. But he's just lowering the standards of Manchester United. We've always known Manchester United to be the biggest club. They win trophies, but they're always up there, minimum top 4. But none of that has been happening under ten Hag. He's just regressing, spending a lot of money on a lot of players. 90 million on Anthony, for example. That was such a poor payment. No need for it at all. But again, he just persists thinking he's everyday right. If he's always thinking he is the best when he is not. And I feel like that's going to hold Manchester United back. Manchester United need a manager who's so sure of themselves, but also realizes the state the club is in. It's not well and good, saying we've won the most trophies, we've got really good players, our squad is thin. Constantly using excuses just isn't good enough. I mean, I look at the purchases Manchester United have made. De Ligt, okay, I get that one. Ugarte, definitely, with Casemiro's legs going. Anthony didn't make sense. Jadon Sancho, I know this was a previous signing. It just hasn't worked with Jadon Sancho. And how Ten Hag has dealt with that situation, again, shows the kind of manager he is. My way or the highway. You can only use that when you have some sort of respect within the squad. And clearly, Ten Hag just doesn't have the respect of the squad. And it's such a shame, because we were such a talented manager when he first came into Manchester United. You could see how good he is. You could see the charisma. You could see just how happy he was. Now he's just kind of been swallowed up by how big Manchester United are as a club. And the fans, you cannot lose the fans. Getting booed when you're making a substitution is the worst possible thing for a manager. It just shows nobody agrees with you. And you could just tell the tone in the Liverpool game against Manchester United. It just wasn't right. It just felt so divided. And I remember this in the times of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where things just wasn't right. And you could just see the beginning of the end. And the fact that Manchester United have Ruud van Nistelrooy as the assistant, something tells me that's the plan B. There's no reason why a quality manager in Ruud van Nistelrooy would want to come and be a number 2. But maybe he sees a pathway through when Ten Hag eventually leaves. Maybe that's the route. But for now, Ten Hag is just damaging his own reputation, damaging Manchester United's reputation with not only the way he answers interviews, but the way he carries himself. There's an incident against Arsenal that he constantly always refers to, that offside, and the fact that Manchester United should have had a penalty. The top managers don't dwell on things for far too long. Pep has always had issues, Arteta's had issues, but they never let it dwell on for too long. With Ten Hag, he lets it dwell on for so long. He just can't let go. And at a club like Manchester United, they need to be thinking forward. They don't need to look at the past. But with Ten Hag, you just have a manager who's always looking in the past. But maybe he'll turn things around miraculously. But for me, Manchester United deserve a new manager.